I found it on Rhema Radio.
Hi everyone, I'm Adeline.
And I'm Doreen.
Today we have a special guest with us today, Lim Ka Hooi. So Lim Ka Hooi is an experienced management consultant and a professional coach for the past 20 years. He has done more than 10,000 hours of one-to-one coaching for CEOs and senior executives in Malaysia under the auspices of Vistage International, the world's leading CEO organization. Prior to this, Ka Hooi spent 18 years with several multinationals in Malaysia and has held key posts including the positions of General Manager and Managing Director. He is currently the country leader for the Fellowship of Companies for Christ International, an international marketplace ministry with the mission of transforming our world through Christ, one company leader at a time. Ka Hooi is married to Peggy for the last 38 years, and they have 3 adult children and 2 grandchildren. So welcome, Ka Hooi, to our show today.
Thank you.
And today we will focus on the Fellowship of Companies for Christ International, FCCI. So Ka Hooi, can you tell us more about FCCI? What is it about?
Well, FCCI is an international marketplace ministry, started about 38 years ago, and by a gentleman called Bobby Mitchell, with the desire that we can make an impact in the marketplace. So that's how we first got started.
Christians can make an impact in the marketplace.
Christians, exactly, yeah.
And I just want to know, how do you actually got to know about FCCI? How do you come to know about this ministry?
Okay, it's about 15 years ago. I was looking for answers because I was working for corporate, and then I came out and I found what they call a holy discontent, meaning that I wasn't able to make much of an impact even though I was MD of a big company. I realized that something is not right. So I asked for answers and look around high and low until I met a gentleman by the name of Kent Humphreys. He was then the president of FCCI International. And he sent me some videotapes, which I watched. And from those videotapes, I realized that, hey, Christians can truly make a difference.
When you talk about making an impact and making a difference, are you referring to making an impact with your employees, within the lives of your employees? Staff?
Well, it basically says that as a Christian, if God has called you into the marketplace, and there must be a purpose, and once you discover that, hey, you can make a difference, you discover that you can use your company as a platform for ministry, wherever God has placed you. So FCCI has got 4 objectives. One, it helps leaders in the marketplace with their spiritual maturity, as well as servant leadership. And the other 2 aspects is that you can transform your company to be an excellent company. If you're not an excellent company, you don't have a platform to speak to other people. And lastly, that it helps you to transition your company into a kingdom company, where you don't just look at profit as a bottom line. You look at how the company can be used to impact lives in the marketplace.
So there are 4 areas that that FCCI wants to produce, which is spiritual maturity, servant leadership, company excellence, and kingdom company. I really like how you satisfy basically your holy discontent with the purpose that God has in your workplace. So maybe can you share a little bit about spiritual maturity? How is someone considered as spiritually mature?
Well, in the church context, when a person becomes a Christian, you want him to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. And to be a disciple of Jesus Christ in the workplace sometimes is very difficult. The ball game is slightly different. To be a disciple in church context or in the home context, it might be different. But in the marketplace, when all eyes are watching you, and you are expected to be different, and the demands of being a Christian in the marketplace is quite awesome. So to be spiritual mature in the marketplace requires someone to really understand and be able to integrate your faith into your workplace. And that's where we call the secular sacred integration. Because many Christians find that they separate the two. You can be a Christian from weekends, but Monday to Friday, you find it hard. And you hear about a phrase called submarine Christian. Monday to Friday you go underwater. Saturday, Sunday you surface. And we're trying to, remove that divide so that Christians who are matured in the marketplace can truly make a difference.
I see. And you've been the head of FCCI in Malaysia for a number of years now.
Yeah.
And one of your responsibilities is obviously as a spokesperson for FCCI. What else do you do for them?
Well, the FCCI members meet in small groups regularly. Some meet every week, some meet once in 2 weeks, and there are some who meet once a month for a longer period. And they watch the videos that we have. We produce videos online, 20, 30-minute video clips. And these videos comes with a workbook whereby they can discuss and truly understand what it is. And one of the first things they learn, a business owner learn, is that their business do not belong to them. God owns their business. And this is one of the hardest thing for a business owner to do. It's easier to say than to actually understand it.
So they're stewarding the company.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you're a steward, you don't make decisions on your own. You wait upon God.
And that requires spiritual maturity as well. Will you have a real life example of what would consider as a, spiritual, mature decision or?
Well, an example would be like integrity in your workplace, where the issue of business integrity, corruption in the marketplace in Malaysia is a big thing, and a lot of Christians even they find it difficult. They struggle big time in that area.
I would imagine it's very conflicting, especially when you're boss and you have different interests.
Yeah.
So that is also an area that FCCI helps to groom individuals to make difficult decisions like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see.
I am Pastor Elisha Satpinda from New Covenant Community Central and Dignity for Children Foundation in Central as well. I want to invite you to come and participate in amazing work that God is doing in transforming lives, especially the marginalized, from preschool right up till Form 5, IGCSE, and different expressions of vocational through the cafes, things like Project B, urban gardens, various things that we are doing. If you will go to our website, www.dignityforchildren.org, get more information, give us a call, and make a difference in a child that will transform the city for us. God bless you.
And earlier, you mentioned that one of the things that FCCI is trying to do is to encourage company excellence.
Exactly.
What is an example of company excellence? How would you define that?
Well, which means that your company will deliver goods and services to your customers and satisfy your customers so that your customer will say good things about your company. So, sometimes Christian companies or business people in the marketplace, they realize, they sometimes say that, if I'm faithful to God and serve God in the church or in some other ways, if I'm charitable and give to the poor, I'm sure God will take care of my business.
Right, God will bless.
God will bless my business.
Yeah.
I think if you don't work your business, it will not be excellent. You have to work your backyard.
Okay, so it's a lot about maintaining the company reputation.
Make sure that the company does well, treat your employees well, pay your suppliers on time.
Doing the right thing.
And there are there are 2,500 verses in the Bible that speaks about business.
Well, that many verses, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
The Bible is so relevant.
Exactly.
And because FCCI is such a global organization, I should say, do you also offer international support with other countries? Is there any?
Yeah, we are in different countries all over the world. Europe, Asia, China, Southeast Asia, India, and UK.
So the members in Malaysia can also tap into the international network?
Yes, we have an annual conference every year,
Okay.
which I go to as well. And we have as many as 500-600 people that come together every year for a conference. And
Okay.
we also have a pre-tour conference, pre-study tour before the conference. And this year in September, we are visiting the Silicon Valley.
Wow.
We have a study tour before the conference.
Oh, study tour before the conference.
And
okay.
this year is going to be in the Silicon Valley. And we are visiting Christian-owned companies, companies that are owned by Christians who actually have experiences in transitioning their companies into kingdom companies.
Wow.
And we learn from them.
And you mentioned about kingdom company. It's such a big word, people
Yeah.
like kingdom. What is the kingdom company?
Well, we say the kingdom company has got not just a profit bottom line, it's got a social bottom line, it's got a spiritual bottom line, and it has a environmental consciousness bottom line. Because God has given us a mandate to take care of all His creation, not just a people, but also His creation on earth.
Wow, that's a tall
So
order.
we have a social responsibility as well to people as well as to what God has created on earth.
Can you share some of the example of companies who, you would consider as a kingdom company, like a case study company?
Well, last year I visited a company called Turbo Cam. You can go to the website and Google this. And this gentleman who founded the company is Marian. And he has got a very interesting concept. He engaged all his employees, even though they are not believers. What a company does is that they do a lot of charity in different companies in different countries overseas, and they build villages for people who can't afford to go to schools.
Oh.
And every year, I think it was the country called Nepal, where every year they have people that are sold into slavery, where they allow people to buy them out of slavery. So he will go and visit those places and buy people out of slavery and provide homes for them to stay. And so far he has built 3 villages, a village called Faith, Hope and Love.
Oh.
In Nepal?
Yes.
Okay.
And this company is based in?
Based in the U.S.
U.S.
Yes.
Wow.
So what he does is that in his cafeteria, he provides free food. But when employees take the food, the end of it, the line, there's different charity boxes.
So you just drop money into
You just drop money and which one you want to contribute to.
Right.
And he's been doing that for many years. And he says that his collection is almost 80%
Wow.
of what he paid out for the food. So the employees, even though they're not believers, they also participate in giving as well as the mission trip.
Sure.
When they go out for this and giving food and help in the activities of helping the poor.
So the program is funded by the employees themselves, mostly 80%.
Well, company as well as the employees.
My name is Dr. Peggy C. Wong, Chairman and Founder of Living Hope, an NGO for children. I worship in SIB KL. I would like to share my favorite Bible verse with you, John 15:5. I am the vine, and you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruits. Apart from me, you can do nothing.
It's very encouraging to see how even non-believers are encouraged to join the kingdom's mission. They could actually relate to it. And one of the areas that FCCI wish to produce in their disciples is to have a servant leadership.
Yeah.
How do you actually, it's something that has been said, but how do you exactly model that in their life to actually really have a CEO who practices servant leadership? How does that look like?
Well, the Lord Jesus Christ gave us the example. If you read Matthew 20:25, he talks about the Gentiles of the world. They lord it over them, over the people. Not so with you, he says. If you want to be great, you must be the least. If you want to be the master, if you want to be exalted, you must learn how to serve. Just as I, who is a servant, I came to serve and to give my life as a ransom for many. So Jesus Christ gave us the example, the model. It's not something that is new. So as a leader, many business leaders, they started their business, and a lot of their success is because they take charge, they take control,
Right.
and they drove the company through their sheer effort. And they forgot that, actually, if you're Christians, you need to learn how to let go and let God take charge. So very often we find that our members, they grew their company through their own effort. And then when we get to know about this idea of stewardship and servant leadership, they realize that they got to learn how to let go and let God lead the company. And they become a steward and learn how to serve other people.
I think that's really hard because, it's a company that's built by your own effort. It's very hard to
Yes.
let go. We have any stories to tell on, how a businessman actually let go of their company and allowing God to use them as a vessel?
Well, you just need to be a business leader. You're not necessarily, preferably if you're owner of business. But if you're not, but if you can be an influencer in the workplace, if you're a business leader, you have a lot of influence. You have people reporting to you. So you can actually make a difference among your peers and your subordinates. And you can even influence your bosses.
Right. Any local examples that you can share with us about, FCCI members who have, for which the program has made a difference, and they've shared that with you?
Yeah, we have many companies who are our members
Yeah.
in Malaysia. We'll give you an example of a company called Ripfield.
Yeah, Reedfield Property.
Ripfield Properties.
Yeah.
He's a member for many years
Oh.
with us.
Okay.
And the company has been rated number one in Malaysia for many, many years, 6 years in a row, I think. The best property real estate agent.
Yeah.
And the CEO is a very humble person, David
Okay.
Ong.
And he's a member of FCCI.
He's a member of FCCI. We also have Nehemiah Lee,
That's right.
who emphasize a lot of integrity in the company. And we also have another company called FlexiRoam,
Right.
which is a public listed company now in Australia. Very young CEO, 33 years old, who listed his IT company. And he has been with us for almost 8-9 years. As a member, he started very young with us. Yeah.
So you shared about Nehemiah Lee, you shared about Ripfield and all. I believe that they do actually exemplify servant leadership. So how will you actually, because it's really hard to put that concept into application.
Yes.
It's nice to think about it, but I can't quite picture how does a leader of a company practice servant leadership.
Well, you lead by example. You don't lead by command and control. Although you may give direction, you set direction for the company and you tell people what to do, but you serve them and you model how it's done for them so that people follow your example. Just like Jesus, when he took upon himself the apron and the towel to wash the feet of the disciples, he modeled the example and says, do this. You should do this to one another. So when you model a leader is humble, someone who will serve other people, then your employees will look at you and say, hey, the leader is someone who serves.
Right.
And he doesn't just command and control.
Right.
Yeah.
You have a story to tell?
I have a story about
Yeah.
this. This told to me by Kent himself. And he was running a company before. And he being the FCCI member as well. So the Lord told him that you should not park your car right underneath the company porch just because you're the CEO. You know, and sometimes you come late. So
No reserve parking for
no
you.
reserve parking. So he decided that no reserve parking. So one day it was snowing and he parked his car very far away.
It's obviously not in Malaysia.
Not in Malaysia, in the US. And he was walking in the snow and suddenly he fell down and hit his bum at the bottom. And there, he heard a voice telling you, I told you, you should not do this. You should park your car underneath the porch. And he realized that if you want to be a servant, there's a price to pay. He realized that, obeying God sometimes can be a painful obedience.
Okay.
But he got up from and he did not change the policy. He continued to have that policy.
Good for him. I hope he's recovered now. Okay, just to wrap us up, what are your hopes for FCCI in the future?
I would like to see one day there will be many, many Christian business entrepreneurs who really lead their company for Christ and who really have a model examples for young adults, young people in the nation to follow, the next generation, where they can pass the baton down and say that we have the model that can impact the marketplace for Jesus Christ.
Thank you so much. So for those who are listening out there who are interested to join FCCI, how can they actually get in contact with you or the organization?
You can go to our website called fcci.org.
fcci.org.
Yeah, or send an email to us at fcci.msia@gmail.com.
Okay.
Thank you. That has been Lim Ka Hooi of FCCI, and this is Doreen Tang.
And this is Adeline Lam. Thank you.
Thank you.
I found it on Rhema Radio.
When all you have is lost, when all you want is gone, when all you need is taken away, and
segment's episode features music by PG165. Today's episode is recorded, edited, and mixed by Moses Chan at Produce Studio. We would love to hear from you, especially if you have a testimony to share. Write to us at hello@rema.rad.io. Stream or download new episodes weekly on Friday or Saturday evening. Don't miss out on the sermon Do Our Prayers Make a Difference by Pastor Siu Yiming at City Discipleship Presbyterian Church, the next segment. God bless.
I found it on Rhema Radio.